Yeah.
Is there anyone that you could think of?
John Buscema.
John Buscema.
Well, actually, everybody I inked, I learned from. One of the best things that ever happened to me was that I developed the ink style while I was doing my own stuff, and I could have made a living. In fact, at one time I told Stan I was burned out as a penciler. I think it was 1965. And I told him I don't think I could. I used to actually cry at the drawing board in 1965. I couldn't produce a page. And Don Heck had to come to my rescue once. He penciled the story for me because I couldn't get it out. It was a love story. So I went to Stan and said I couldn't pencil anymore, and I started ink. I said I will come here and ink, and of course he kept his promise for about a month. And he gave me Daredevil, and I thought that was a one shot or something, God knows. But Gil Kane drove me crazy because he only did diagrams sometimes. He only did circles for heads with a couple of crosses for location. And I had to do a lot of finish work on Gil, but I learned every single time I did any inking on Gil, I learned. And John Buscema, it was a joy to ink John Buscema. My son, the biggest problem I had was I have a tendency to correct as I'm inking. It's the art director in me. If a guy has an arm too long, I shorten the arm. If he has an eye a little bit off, I will correct it. And the sum total of it is that I end up overpowering the poor penciler, and they wanted to kill me. A lot of guys, I think, had a shoot-on-sight order out on me. But I tried with John. My worst fear was that I was going to turn it into something that didn't look like John. So I was always trying like crazy to make it look like John. But everybody I penciled, everybody I inked was like going to school for me. I learned every time, no matter who it was.
You originally, and if anybody really wants to find out the history of John Romita Sr., there's a great book downstairs. He still has some at the counter, right?
Yeah.
And is it
it's at the Vanguard booth.
It's the Vanguard booth.
It just says John Romita on it.
But if you want to read a really great book, a nice history, biography as well, it's a really nice book, and John will be down there signing them. I sound like a huckster now. Sorry about that.
It talks about my humble beginnings in